The drama surrounding Angel Reese has officially crossed the line from frustrating to outright combustible. And this time, the meltdown wasn't just a few passive-aggressive tweets or another eyebrow-raising post-game quote. No, what unfolded on national television during a tight 81-79 loss to the Washington Mystics was a full-blown eruption, fueled by ego, frustration, and a complete collapse of professionalism. And the worst part? It wasn't just some isolated heat-of-the-moment outburst. It was symbolic. Of a player spiraling. Of a team imploding. Of a culture that's losing its grip one tantrum at a time. Let's rewind the tape. With the game tied at 77 and under 30 seconds on the clock, tensions were high. The kind of moment where leaders rise, teams lock in, and coaching matters most. But Angel Reese didn't rally her teammates. She didn't channel her competitive fire into a clutch rebound or smart defensive rotation. No, she stormed over to the sideline and slapped a clipboard clean out of and Crosby's hands. Not just any assistant, either. Crosby is the team's VP of basketball operations and their strength and conditioning lead. The camera caught every second. Millions watched it live. No ambiguity, no excuses. Just pure, televised disrespect. And before the Angel apologists try to spin this into just a competitor's passion boiling over, let's get real. This wasn't a stumble. This wasn't miscommunication. This was calculated, angry, and childish. It was the kind of behavior you'd expect from a spoiled high schooler, not from the face of an entire WNBA franchise. Not from the supposed role model, gracing the cover of NBA 2K26. Not from someone who constantly preaches about empowerment, representation, and inspiring the next generation. This moment wasn't just another chapter in the Angel Reese show. It was the climax of a season-long saga filled with drama, entitlement, and a growing list of red flags that no one seems willing to confront. Because this isn't the first time Reese has hijacked the headlines. She's made a habit of deflecting blame, calling out the refs, baiting media with arrogance, and playing the victim card when convenient. Every controversy is someone else's fault. Every bad call is a conspiracy. Every critique is haters. But this was a direct hit at her own team. And it can't be ignored anymore. Chicago Sky head coach Tyler Marsh now finds himself at a crossroads. His first season at the helm was supposed to be about building something sustainable, something disciplined, something real. The front office raved about his pedigree. His resume sparkled with stints alongside basketball minds like Nick Nurse, Rick Carlisle, and Becky Hammond. He was hired to elevate the franchise, to create a system of accountability. But accountability doesn't exist without consequences. And in this moment, this very public, very disrespectful moment, Marsh did nothing. Nothing. Reese wasn't pulled. She wasn't benched. She wasn't even confronted on the sideline. She just kept playing, finished with 22 points and 15 rebounds, and walked off the court as if nothing had happened. And that silence, that inaction, that's the loudest message of all. It says that stars get special treatment. It says disrespect goes unpunished. It says the culture you promised to build is already cracking at the foundation. To be clear, this isn't about one slap. It's not about one mistake. It's about a pattern of behavior that's growing more toxic by the game. Angel Reese isn't just a player right now. She's a walking distraction. She's not lifting her teammates. She's not modeling composure. She's not focused on winning. She's locked in on the cameras, the clout, and the chaos. Just look at the numbers. The Chicago Sky are 6-13, stumbling through the season like a team with no identity, no direction, and no leadership. They're clinging to playoff hopes by a thread, and yet the dominant storyline isn't about basketball. It's about outbursts, attitude, and a player who can't seem to get out of her own way. And while Reese's stat lines might look impressive on paper, stats don't lead locker rooms. Respect does. General Manager Jeff Pagliacca has tried to play both sides. He's praised Reese's versatility. He's spoken about needing more production from her. But even he can't ignore the circus unfolding in real time. You can hear the hesitance in his statements, the frustration beneath the PR gloss. And fans? They're not fooled. They see what's happening. They know when the star is bigger than the system breaks down. What's wild is that this could have been avoided. Angel Reese has always had the talent. She's always had the tools to be special. But talent without maturity is a ticking time bomb. And Reese's bomb just went off in front of millions. If she had pulled this stunt as a rookie on a 10-day contract, she'd be gone already. Cut. Waived. Done. But because she brings in eyeballs and sponsorships, she gets a pass. And that's the problem. Not just with the Sky, but with the WNBA itself. The league has remained dead silent on the incident. No statement. No disciplinary action. No acknowledgement. This is the same league that loves to position itself as progressive, inclusive, and values-driven. The same league that constantly demands respect, but refuses to enforce it internally. The silence is deafening. The hypocrisy is embarrassing. And what about Reese's response? Not a real apology. Not a moment of reflection. Just a half-hearted social media post complaining about refs and brushing off her behavior. No ownership. No growth. Just more fuel for the drama machine. The hypocrisy is especially stark when you remember how quick fans and media are to dissect every facial expression Caitlin Clark makes. How every screen she sets, every foul she draws, every quote she gives is scrutinized and debated. But Reese can slap a clipboard out of a VP's hands and it's brushed aside as competitive fire. Where's the fairness in that? This isn't about pitting players against each other. This is about demanding equal standards. This is about expecting professionalism, maturity, and leadership from anyone who claims to be the face of a franchise. And Tyler Marsh? This is his defining moment. Not a game-winning play. Not a post-game speech. This, right here. How he responds, or doesn't, will shape the entire trajectory of his coaching career. Because if he lets this slide, if he continues to ignore the rot spreading through his locker room, then he's not a builder. He's just another bystander watching the culture burn. Championship teams don't tolerate this. Look at Pat Riley, Phil Jackson, Becky Hammond. They demanded discipline from stars. They didn't let greatness excuse garbage behavior. They set a tone, and their teams followed. That's why they built dynasties. Tyler Marsh has that same opportunity. But it requires guts. It requires saying no. It requires putting culture above clout. And right now, the Sky need culture more than ever. They're not just losing games. They're losing the locker room. They're losing the fans. They're losing the respect of everyone watching. And unless someone steps up, unless someone says, "This isn't who we are," then this team is going to keep spinning further and further out of control. Let's be honest, Angel Reese is not leading right now. She's acting, performing, entertaining. But leadership, that's built on humility, on accountability, on setting a standard that everyone can follow. The clipboard slap wasn't just a tantrum, it was a warning sign. A bright, flashing signal that the Sky are drifting into chaos. And unless Tyler Marsh grabs the wheel, this ship is going to sink. So here we are. Another game. Another viral moment. Another missed opportunity for growth. But it's not too late. Marsh can still change the narrative. The Sky can still turn things around. But it starts with one simple act: accountability. Disrespect can't become normal. Ego can't outweigh discipline. And leadership can't be performed, it has to be lived. So what do you think? Should the Chicago Sky finally put their foot down and hold Angel Reese accountable? Is Tyler Marsh the right coach to lead this team out of the storm, or just another passenger hoping the chaos quiets down on its own? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a moment.